And we're live. Good morning, everyone. It's 6 a.m. on the 7th of November, 2025. Hello, everyone who's here. Let us know where you're coming from, where you're in this world. Where are you located today, Dr. Kiltz? Oh, Alia, you're in Chicago, right? Oh, you're still muted. And Susana, you said you were where?
In Grand Junction, Colorado, so the state of Colorado.
All right, Colorado. So let us know where you're coming from. Uh, put hashtag KMT for a shirt, a t-shirt. And if you have any questions, put them in the chat. I don't know what happened with Dr. Kiltz, who was just here and disappeared. So I'm sure he'll be coming back in a second. Uh, so I see people saying good morning. Uh, all right. So Susana, how are you?
I'm doing great. Yes, it's a bit early. Here in Colorado, it's 4 in the morning for me, but other than
Okay.
that, I'm doing well. It's Friday, so that's a good thing.
All right. So yeah, well, thank you. Thank you very much for getting up this early because it's 2 hours difference. I'm in Florida. I'm in Central Florida. Uh, and Dr. Kills is, I think, in New York. So, anyways, uh, go ahead for those that don't know you, and maybe most of the people that are watching right now. Let us know who Susana is and tell us your story of healing.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Nelson and Dr. Kiltz and Alia, for having me here today. For everyone out there watching this video, I am Susana and I live in Colorado. I am originally from Mexico and I've been here in the United States for 14 years. Lovely, lovely place of the country where I live, and always thankful, always grateful and appreciative for life and all the blessings. And so I have had a healthy life for most of my life. I mean, nothing major. However, at the end of the last holiday season, I began noticing in my life just certain things that were bothering me. I've always been so active in going to the gym and tackling the day and thriving and everything, but my quality of life all of a sudden started feeling more of a 80-year-old instead of my late 30s. Now I'm 39. I'm going to be turning 40 years old at the end of this month. I'm a November baby. And so instead of feeling 39 years old, I was feeling like I was 80. I could literally not sleep past 2 in the morning for several times a week, several days during the week. I had no energy to go to the gym anymore. I was struggling with horrible respiratory allergies to the point where I felt like I was sick all the time with a runny nose. Had to have my Kleenex all the time and wiping my nose and everything. I was having also some skin rashes and acne in my skin, and also stress incontinence at the gym. I mean, I'm a mom. I have a little kid who's 4 years old, and I almost noticed that after giving birth, my pelvic floor never got any stronger. I mean, it got stronger with some pelvic exercises and therapy, but I was still having issues at the gym when you do exercises and doing jump rope and everything. I'm a CrossFit sort of type of workout girl, and just my quality of life was going downhill. So I began to do before going to the doctor. I mean, I was considering some kind of natural therapy, but before going to any doctor or any solution out there, I did research online, and I found out that a lot of the issues I was having could have been a kind of response or metabolic syndrome to maybe something else, something I was eating, consuming, my environment, I mean, stress, really anything. And I found out that the animal-based diet, that the low-carb diet could help with those issues, which at the time, I mean, I've been with through my CrossFit community, I found out intermittent fasting, I found out that low carb diet. So I was already kind of in that arena, but never super strict, never to the point where you actually stop eating processed foods, right? I mean, I was still eating processed foods. I was still eating carbohydrates, just in a lower amount. And I decided to give the carnivore diet a try. I found out a ton of information about this diet through Dr.Kiltz, through all the different doctors out there in the community. Um, and I decided to give it a try. Decided to commit for 90 days. So I started May 1st. I was like, I'm going to do May, June, July, see how it goes, and then decide from there. And so I began eating, trying to eliminate all the carbohydrates, processed foods, eating mostly meat, sardines, eggs. And oh my God, my weights and my inflammation started going down. But then I started noticing how everything else, my my sleep, quality of sleep, and insomnia started started improving, or insomnia going away. My allergies started getting so much better, and I noticed good results within maybe a couple of weeks. And then after 30 days, I felt better. After 60 days, even better. And after 90 days, I just wanted to keep going. And after 90 days, I had to make a decision because my willpower was, it's interesting when when you set your mind to do it for a period of time versus you set your mind to do it for a lifetime. When I set my mind to think I could maybe do it for a lifetime, and when I started struggling a little bit, and so I had a little bit of a hiccup and regression after 90 days, because it was the mental challenge of, okay, if I want to stick with this, it's going to be an effort, it's going to be a commitment. But every time I had a cheat meal, or every time that I went back to my old habits, my symptoms came back. Maybe not as severe, but my symptoms would come back. And so I decided to make it more of a lifestyle. And now I'm in, let's see, month 6 or 7 now. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and going into month 7. And I'm feeling good. I want to stick to this. I want to spread this out to the Spanish speaking community, because a lot of my friends, I have bilingual, 30% of our population here in Colorado is Latino, Hispanic. And many of my friends don't know much about this diet, but but they've seen my results, and my performance at the gym went through the roof, and everything, that they are now very curious and interested. Is I've been sending them a lot of videos from the various doctors on YouTube that I follow. And also I found a doctor in Mexico, Dr. Fernando Morales in Chihuahua, and he speaks in Spanish about the diet. So I share all of this content with my friends. And I have a channel also, a YouTube, Club Carnívoro. And so I have not uploaded any videos yet, but I want to start with my history, with my story, testimonials, experience, so that the Spanish speaking community can learn about this lifestyle as well. Yeah.
No. So we've been talking about this in the Kiltz health space, about doing a Spanish channel. So keep in touch with us, certainly, because I think we can help each other with that. And if anyone has any questions for Susana, please put them in the chat with a QQQ. As you see, Ali is having some technical difficulties. Although maybe you can mime or sign what you're trying to say. Anyways.
Sign language.
Yeah. If you have any questions, put them in the chat, please, for Susana. So you've been now for 5, 6, 7 months carnivore. You've had your hiccups. It is normal it happens frequently. I don't know if you could say it's normal, but it happens frequently, right? And some people are able to uh, eat a certain way for a long time, and then they decide to add back some foods, and you will realize soon that some of those foods, they are not good for you. Other people are able to add other foods and not have any problems. And so you found out already that there are certain foods. For example, I can tell you black pepper gives me joint pain. Pistachios give me severe muscle pain. How did I find out? Well, I obviously had those things, and I had not been having them for a long time, and then try to introduce maybe some seasonings and spices, and discovered that garlic also, which I love garlic, but can't have too much of it. Yeah, the same with the black pepper. Uh,
Mhm.
what foods specifically have you found that don't agree with you?
Definitely gluten. So if I maybe incorporate some fruits or vegetables within reason, I'd say maybe I'm fine. If I incorporate something like gluten, rice, beans, all the grains, that definitely doesn't agree with my stomach, and I start also feeling some kind of brain fog, or I don't sleep as well, and or I wake up the next morning feeling my head heavy, almost like I have a hangover. I notice also dry skin, or that my skin starts breaking out. So mostly all the grains, gluten, processed food, and then sugar. Of course, sugar and vegetable oils. So as I start incorporating back those, because for me, if I'm going to have a cheat meal, I don't really cheat with fruits and vegetables, because I've never been a huge, I mean, I love strawberries and cream, strawberries and cream, but then if I have fruits and vegetables, that to me is not really like the joy of life necessarily, but all the other junk. And so the other junk is in processed foods with sugar, with the vegetable oils,
And
all
I
the
don't, I don't think there's anyone who's gonna defend ultra processed foods, right?
right. That is
It,
what
it,
brings the issues. Hmm.
it doesn't matter whether you're carnivore or vegan, anywhere in between that spectrum. If you're concerned about your health, most likely you're gonna understand why ultra processed foods. Nothing that comes in a box, a bag, or a can
Hmm.
is usually real food. Uh,
Hmm.
so after this amount of time, uh, what does your family think about the way you're eating?
Well, my immediate family. So my husband is also into CrossFit and into health and all that. So he agrees with it for the most part. He even has tried this type of diet for a little while, but he eats a more standard diet. Same with my son. My siblings, my parents, they all see the results, and they think I'm a little bit crazy. They're supportive. I mean, they're very respectful and supportive. I don't think they are necessarily ready or interested to dive into this diet just yet. I think there needs to be the need and a commitment to really go into it fully if someone wants to go into it, right? I mean, I had heard about the carnivore diet for years through the community in my CrossFit gym, and also in some YouTube videos, but I was not ready to make the commitment, and maybe my pain was not big enough, like Dr. Kiltz calls it, the suffering, right? My suffering was maybe not as achy or as bad to really get me into the diet. And so with my family, I maybe see it the same way. They might not be ready. I mean, the seed has been planted because they've seen my story, my experience, my results, but it just sounds like they are um, not ready, and just kind of like watching from afar at this point. But they're very supportive, and I'm getting ready to meet all of them for the holidays. So we're getting together for Christmas. So that should be interesting. And my family has always been big into meat. We've always been big meat eaters, and so with my family is usually not so much the portions of meat, because we've always had big portions of meat, but mostly all the other additions, or the junk food in this case, because again, we can all eat the.
So it's not what you're eating, is mostly what you're not eating.
Mhm,
What's going to
mhm,
make a difference. And of course, if your family is like, it probably doesn't matter what culture, especially for the holidays, we make a big deal about food, right? You don't have any type of party or gathering, family reunion without food. And a lot of those foods are the sugary uh, foods because, anyways, good cooking is hard to pass. And I don't think anybody denies that we can taste good food, at least food that tastes good, but may not be the best thing for
mhm.
us, right?
Exactly.
Uh, Alia, are you able to? No, I cannot hear you. All right. On the settings, you can test your mic. All right. I do see at least one question here. Let's see. Susana, have you tried or used the carnivore bars?
Not yet. I have seen them advertised like crazy, and also all the carnivore influencers definitely put them. They put their discount codes. I personally have not tried them, because when I eat my eggs, meat, fish, basically, yeah. Oh, fajita. There you go. The Mexican flavor. I love it.
I
I
thought
love
you
it.
would like that.
Yes, and so it would be interesting to try them, especially because I always have access to something here in my kitchen, so I'm not necessarily in the need for snacks. Or if I need a snack, I grab some dry meat or something handy. But I know that they're good, especially if you are on the go or hiking or traveling,
Yeah, yeah.
and so that
Emergency
might be a
food or
good alternative.
traveling food, sometimes,
Hmm.
that's certainly
Yeah.
better than getting a Snickers bar at the gas
Yes.
station.
Yes, for sure.
All right. So let's see. Are there any other questions here? Do you work outside the home, Susana?
Yes, so I work for a financial services in this company. I'm in the financial services industry, and so yeah, I have a Monday to Friday job, and then this whole carnivore thing has been kind of my side gig. For now, I don't. It's more of a hobby. Maybe eventually it will become a little bit more of outside work. But yeah, that's my regular job in the financial services industry.
So what do the coworkers think about it? Do they know, first of all, and what do they think about it?
Yes, they do. So, of course, at work, you're sharing a meal, or you bring your lunch, or you go out for a lunch or a dinner with your coworkers, and they notice, right? They notice that you are just eating meat. Like if I go out to a restaurant, instead of getting burger with all the bread and with all the condiments and with everything. I just asked for the burger patties. I asked for extra meat. So the other day we were at the restaurant, and I asked for like 3 burger patties with cheese with bacon. And if they have eggs, I ask for eggs on the side. If they don't have eggs, I just stick to the meat and bacon and a little bit of cheese. And so most of them are very respectful. They ask for the reason, the results, and then I share, and they think it's very interesting. There's been a few of them that I can tell they've been maybe tempted to try it, but not necessarily ready. Similar with my family, like when I was explaining the situation with my family, where they are simply just not ready to dive into it. But they even try to look for rest. If we're going out to a restaurant, they try to look for options that they know are going to have good carnivore meals or plenty of meat. Now I try to avoid really all the places that don't have a good option of meat without all the seasonings, because if I used to love Indian food, or of course I love Mexican food, but a lot of times all the sauces and all the seasonings and all the condiments that it has, it's just way too much, right? The other day, I think it was a couple months ago, we went and had some Indian food, and I ordered this delicious tikka masala with lamb instead of chicken. And so I did okay with the meat, but the sauce didn't sit well with my stomach. It was just too much. And so now I know I need to be careful with that. And then same with Chinese or Oriental food, Asian food. And but yeah, at work they're always so curious, asking how am I doing. We went to an Italian restaurant the other day with people from work, and the only things on the menu were all the pastas and everything, and like a pork shank or something like that. So I had the pork, it had some sauce, which I tried to avoid. And but then one of the uh, guys in the group said, like, okay, so I'm curious, what did you order in this Italian menu? And I said the pork, it's the only thing that they had that was mostly all meat. And they had also, I think, fish, but I went with the pork. And then at the end of the day, I was at that time with work. No one ordered dessert. Like that dessert is my temptation, and it's hard to say no, but I have to say no. And no one ordered dessert, to my surprise, which is strange because we have all these work meetings with a lot of food, including dessert and alcohol and drinks. And for me, it has been even easier to give up alcohol. I don't drink alcohol anymore, but to give up that over dessert. When we're out at a restaurant, and no one ordered dessert. They ordered their wine, but that was no temptation for me. And they didn't order dessert, so that was a breath of fresh air.
One of the biggest arguments against carnivore would be a very common, what about your cholesterol? Have you had any tests done? Any blood tests?
Not since. So I usually get the blood test and results once a year. And that usually happens. My company is something that they do for the wellness of employees where I work. And we get done our blood draw and results and tests and everything in January. So last time when I had them, it was before I began the carnivore diet.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm going to get them this coming January. So I'm really curious. And so I have not had any results. I did get my blood pressure at the dentist a few months ago, and I noticed it was lower than usual, which is good. But I don't know. I feel good, and so I have not had any kind of test on the cholesterol or triglycerides or anything like that. And I'm curious to see how everything comes out in January. We'll see. Hopefully better than last year. But sometimes I know that a lot of those numbers, like high cholesterol, sometimes it's because you are consuming all these more animal-based products, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not healthy. It's just simply your body is relying on that cholesterol for the energy instead of the glucose or the sugar.
All right. So we'll see what happens in January and how you compare.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are you a member of the Kiltz tribe?
Not yet, but I'll look
Okay.
into that. Yeah.
Look in the description or go to drkiltz.com. Become a member. It's free.
Mm-hmm.
And you can let us know about the comparison of your tests when you have them again. I jumped in a little late and missed your why. What made you want to try carnivore?
Mm-hmm. Basically my quality of life. So I've always been and I'll probably go into some additional information that I didn't go into in the beginning. So thanks for the question, because even though my life has been healthy for the most part, there were certain things that appeared in my childhood that now, going back memory lane and going back to those years, they are a reflection of maybe some of the metabolic issues I was having since a very young age. I mean, I was having issues, skin rashes like rosacea, and a lot of rashes overall in my skin since I was little. I am nearsighted, so I have myopia, and I'm nearsighted, and that started since I was maybe 7 years old. I had PCOS. Is that how it's polycystic ovary syndrome? Um,
Well, around here we call it plant-caused ovarian sickness. That's what Dr. Kiltz calls it.
There you go. I had that as a teenager, a ton of acne. I had to take Accutane and all these medications for acne. So a lot of things that we attribute, or that we just say it's life growing up, and it's just you're a teenager or whatever. So anyway, I had all those issues as a child, and as a teenager, as a younger person, and I never knew why. But then going back to the question, my quality of life I'm 39 years old now, and so at the end of this last holiday season, before going into spring of 2025, excuse me, I was having terrible issues being able to stay asleep past 2 in the morning. Like almost every night, I would wake up at 2 in the morning feeling tired but wired. But I had to get up and do something, because laying in bed was just, I could not fall back asleep. But it was happening to me multiple times during the week. And then that made me so tired during the day that I could not go work out because I was low energy. I was having terrible allergies, respiratory allergies, always sneezing, having to clear my nose, having to a pack of Kleenex, wiping my nose, blowing my nose. Also skin issues like acne, dryness, cracked heels. I had cracked heels in my feet, and just thought it was kind of weird because I had never dealt with those issues in the past. Just things that made me feel like I was just getting older, but I was like, how am I getting old so quick? Like my quality of life from 38 years old to 39, it just feels very drastic, very dramatic. And I was also having stress incontinence. I have one child, and after giving birth, my pelvic floor got a little bit better, but never to the point where I just felt like I could go to the gym and do jumps or double unders without wetting my pants. So stress incontinence. And I did some research, and I found out that a lot of these issues might have been could be symptoms of things that my body was reacting to that had to do with my eating, with the food that I was ingesting. And I was eating at the time low carb, but I had not eliminated all of the processed foods or junk food. I was still, especially in the weekends, eating the typical burger with barbecue sauce, with sweet potato fries. That was like one of my favorite meals, right? And then the rest of the week I would do well. I was also drinking alcohol multiple times a week. And so I eliminated all of that starting in May. And I went into the carnivore diet. So starting eating just meat, eggs, fish, bacon, a little bit of dairy. With dairy, I have to be careful because I can definitely overeat cheese and cream. And I began noticing all these results, but yeah, yeah, so delicious, so delicious. And so that's basically my why. I want to stay healthy. It's not so much losing weight, but it's staying healthy. Staying healthy.
Welcome back, Dr. Kiltz.
Yeah, sorry, I had an emergency in my office here, so I had to go take care of it, and we're all good. I've been a little bit listening on the sideline, and I mean, it's an amazing story, Susana, that you're sharing, and and you probably mentioned this, but the people that you're sharing this with that think you're crazy, how are you handling that?
Staying strong, because so no one is coming to save us, right? We have to figure out ourselves. And I realize, I think that I don't know, Dr. Kiltz, if you came to Denver to a conference we had might have been in 2021, to that low carb conference. Were you here in Denver, in Colorado?
I was at the low carb.
No, he was not on that one.
Or was it
Low Carb Denver was a different organization that wasn't
Okay.
quite. But I was to that one virtually. by the way.
Okay, good. So I was considering attending that one because being in Colorado, so close, and I wanted to attend. I was even considering buying tickets, but then someone, a coworker or someone, thought that that was way too crazy. It definitely influenced me because I think I was in the fence of I was not ready to go look into the carnivore diet, but I was considering looking into that. Maybe my pain, my suffering was not big enough to give me a why I wanted to try carnivore. And so I didn't go to that conference. And now years later, now I'm doing the carnivore diet. But, uh, you know, that is just an example on how the influence from others can derail us if we're not strong enough. And so now I am not willing to give up what I know brings health and wellness to me anymore. I'm just ready to live and stand by the things that I know bring health and joy and wellness to me, and is non-negotiable. So that's what I think about.
And the carnivore lifestyle to me is number one. And there's been a little bit of question whether or not I'm giving up carnivore or suggesting anyone give up carnivore. I am absolutely solid on carnivore. And I had a really great conversation with Rebecca Heischman yesterday, with Robert Siwas yesterday, and really coming to the understanding. And my job is to be bring people together in this process, not to be polarizing, shine the light, invite everyone to the carnivore lifestyle, which may include some plants if you choose in small amounts sometimes. And yet I'm still solid on carnivore.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Nelson pointed out to me that I had lunch with Dave Feldman at Outback Steakhouse in Vegas the other day, and I had a filet mignon, black and blue, although it's blue but not black, and a lot of butter and salt, and I got sick the next morning.
Oh no!
I also had oysters and filet and onions. I had the broth of onion soup that night in Colorado Springs. And so I don't know where it came from, but he reminded me that they use seed oil in their butter.
Mm-hmm. They do.
Maybe.
Yes, they do. And that happens to me. Like I go to a restaurant and I have a carnivore meal and I feel okay, but I don't feel as well or as good compared to when I cook my own meal at home. And I can tell the difference. I can tell that even though I'm having a steak or a burger patties or whatever out there at a restaurant, they probably use seed oils or seasonings or whatever that is not going to be necessarily as good as the stuff that I cook at home.
And Rob Siwas, is like, don't lose your sleep over it, because I don't know if that was the cause anyway. I had that same problem when I went on my 40-year medical school reunion in Sacramento Davis, and who knows? Don't know. And I did a 3-day fast. Sometimes after my fasting like that, I'll get just diarrhea, and it's like, okay, I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
But so
I have a question here. Susana, did you have a full round of shots?
So as a child and growing up in Mexico, yes, we, my parents were pretty good at taking us to get our full round of all that. So in Mexico, yes. Then when hi Alia, we don't hear you yet.
we can see you. You're there. You can type.
Oh. And then when I moved to the U.S., there was a requirement to get another one. I can't remember which one exactly, but it was a requirement, and I did that one. And then I did a couple with the flu, like the flu shot, a couple times. I did the first one for when we had the the virus, the COVID, like the Johnson and Johnson or something like that. And now, so yeah, back in the day, now regularly, not as much anymore. I think now I can stay healthy through my lifestyle, so I don't really do flu shot and all that anymore. I did it more in the beginning, uh, given that I had never had one back in my home country. So that's basically about it when it comes to shots. Yeah, I don't like them. They're scary. Not really. I just say what my son says. He says they're scary.
All righty. I don't know if you guys read the comment, but someone had commented, Papa Carnivore, the definition of hypercarnivore according to Bart K. 70% or more means basically you're carnivore. There are many definitions out there of, but if you're eating animals and you choose to eat some plants, as long as you're tolerating them and not causing you harm. But if you're having symptoms, something, for example, Dr. Kiltz just mentioned he didn't feel well after eating what he ate, and there might have been some things there. Maybe not repeat the same thing.
Well, you know what the interesting part, I felt fine even when I had my 10 days after my 40-year medical school reunion. It was, I felt fine, but it was just like water coming out. It was like, okay, I feel great, but I couldn't fly my plane because we don't have a nice enough porcelain bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, but you are 20, 30,000 feet high. You can just dump it out the window.
41,000 feet. You can't open up.
Okay.
Now we can hear you, Alia.
Oh, I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay.
So I'm glad.
Right.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
So, do you have any questions, Alia?
Let's see. There was one question about carnivore
No,
bars.
you.
Do I have any questions?
Yeah.
No, because I wasn't able to hear her story.
She was too busy.
Oh,
trying
you
to
couldn't.
connect.
You couldn't hear either.
Yeah, I was out trying to fix the audio.
Okay.
But do we already ask about your son? How does he eat?
Yes, we haven't had that question yet, so it's a good one. You know, he since I've been trying to go low carb and meat based for years now, not necessarily super strict carnivore until lately. Since the day he was born, you know, of course, I was breastfeeding, doing all the and then when we went into formula, we looked into formula that didn't have as many bad ingredients or sugar, that was purely just powdered milk, or once he started tolerating that. And then when he could eat solid foods, we began with egg yolk and little bit of purees that included beef broth and chicken and some vegetables and everything. And now to this day, so he's 4 years old, he's turning 5 end of this year. He eats everything. We start with the meat. So we tell him, okay, you know, start with burger patties, start with this chicken, start with this. And then after that, you can go into a little bit of snacks, or if you want to have some fruit, or so he eats everything. I mean, I don't really limit his experience. But then at school, I mean, I'm a busy mom. I'm, you know, always on the go. And so at school, he gets his lunch there and his breakfast. Right. And that I don't have any control on what they eat. And unfortunately, they rely in a ton of grains and cereals and carbohydrates. And what I have noticed about my son is that thankfully he has a ton of, he's not corrupted like me. I don't have self-control. Like if you give me batch of cookies, I'm gonna eat the whole batch. I'm not gonna eat one or two. I'm gonna eat the whole thing, probably to the point where the food feels like way up here and I start having indigestion. to that point. My son and my husband, they are moderators. They eat one or two, and then they don't need no more, and they are good for hours. And so that is the good thing that at least the boys in my household, my husband and my son have, that I don't really have, and for many years I lack with like self-control when it comes to food. And so my son and my husband don't have that. My son doesn't have that strict diet that I have or anything like that, but at least he is very self-moderated, and I can tell that he's, that he's healthy because he never overeats. And then a lot of times he avoids the sugar on his own because he sees mommy trying to avoid it. And so we're trying the best we can with him.
Well, they learn by example. So
Mhm.
you don't have to tell him much if he already notices, oh, I don't need that and that and that. And it's kind of difficult nowadays because it's everywhere, the ultra processed food. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. You come from a Mexican background, and our diets are loaded with starchy foods, fruits, flour,
Beans.
and rice and beans. I grew up, rice and beans was
I do
twice
too.
a day, every day, forever.
Same here.
Definitely.
Yep.
And
Big,
even
big pot.
my plate would have maybe a chicken thigh or a little bit of steak, but 3/4 or more of the plate will be the rice, the beans, the potatoes, the salad. And salad in my house was basically some iceberg lettuce and a couple slices of tomato. That was the usual salad. But it was mostly carbohydrates, starchy foods. And so good luck with the holidays coming on.
Did I send you the note on the zucchini?
You did
I
send a note on the poison zucchini.
I saw that,
Is
yeah.
zucchini a carbohydrate?
It's a vegetable.
It's a plant, right?
Yeah,
And I did look up the glycocalyc concentration, and as I mentioned, it's the cell wall of a plant that contains the difference between this. Again, the plant and animal cell membranes are pretty much identical, but it's the cell wall that contains the majority of those extra sugars, which are just stacks of sugars.
I want to say we have a couple questions, but I just want to throw out here. Terry says she's giving away a ticket to Hack Your Health because she can't make it at the moment. She's giving it away for free. So we can do that part of the giveaway. We can give it away. Or yeah, give it away. We have a couple questions though. Let's see. Lisa on Facebook would like to know what you eat and if you include coffee in your diet.
Yes. So I include coffee. I have given it up for a full week or because I did so actually inspired by Dr. Kiltz, I did a 7-day fast in the beginning of October. I felt wonderful and I lost a ton of weight and water and inflammation. And so I eliminated all coffee for that full week. And I was feeling great. I mean, it's actually a good way to reset everything. But I do have 1 cup of black coffee in the morning, and then I only eat once a day. So I used to eat twice a day. I only eat once a day now, usually around 2-3 p.m. And my meal consists of primarily beef. So I go with a ribeye, New York strip steak, or burger patties, or I mix. Sometimes I do like a blend of what I call my carnivore bowl, which is I cook chuck roast with bone marrow, with oxtail, with what else do I throw in there? There you go. That looks amazing. That looks so good. Lamb. I eat. Is that lamb or is that beef, doctor?
This is beef.
That's
Okay.
a beef.
This is Wegmans cowboy ribeye steak, prime dry age Angus beef rib.
Delicious.
Here's
Yeah.
my 10, 19, 25.
Oh, wow. That marbling is wonderful.
I'm taking to my daughter and son-in-law and baby Julio with the G.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yes, and so I incorporate lamb. So primarily rumen and meat, and then a couple times a week I throw in there some fried eggs. I like, I have learned that I like also scrambled eggs, but I like when that yolk is a little bit more runny. So I throw fried eggs, and then sometimes I don't even eat the whites, the egg whites, if I don't feel like. I just go with the egg yolks. I add some grass-fed butter as a topping to the meat. And then a couple times a week, I throw in there a piece of salmon or oysters, some kind of fish or sardines. We always have bacon because my husband loves bacon. And with bacon, I have it a few times a week. I don't always crave it, which is weird. I mean, I love bacon, but now my body kind of like has turned away from a lot of the seasonings or excess salt. I still put salt on my meat, but not as much. And so because bacon is so salty and has other seasonings, I automatically don't eat it as much. My body doesn't crave it as much. I use that exact same salt. Mhm. Flake salt. Yes. And I love pork rinds. So I love pork rinds. And the way I love pork rinds is with sour cream and cheese, like Gruyere cheese, shredded cheese, like I do the carnivore diets, carnivore nachos, excuse me. And I love also the pork rinds with heavy cream and a little bit of cinnamon to mimic a cereal. But I have learned that I have to be careful with that because all the added cheese and cream leaves me bloated, and then I can have a little bit of indigestion. I can overeat it. And so there was this one time when I think I was eating my meat, eggs, fish first, and then as dessert, I would have the pork rinds with sour cream and cheese, or the pork rinds with cinnamon and heavy cream. And I just wanted to eat more. I was like full after eating the meat, but then I wanted to eat the pork rinds, and I wanted to eat a ton of pork rinds. So I have to be careful with that. Look at you getting your workout already.
You could do it throughout the day. You don't have to go to the gym. I do 100 push-ups every day. I'll do a handstand, headstand sometimes. And most important part is go to work.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Go to work.
So, yeah, sometimes I have to divide my workout too. I do yoga in the morning, and then I have to go to work, and then I do the rest of the workout or the rest of the sets after work because it's the only way I can fit it in. Uh-oh, Alia, we don't hear you.
Questions, Alia? And next question.
I don't know what happened.
Oh,
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
yes.
Oh, okay, good. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got a poop question. Reliable Andrew. Can I just ask generally, how is defecation? Dr. Kiltz changed my question. He wants to know we're not talking about poop today. Okay. Is it easy and regular? On the other side, say defecation is infrequent, meat backs up the gut, et cetera,
Yeah, no, for me it's regular, a couple times a week. I've noticed that it's going to be harder if I don't incorporate enough fat or enough water. So in the beginning, especially when I was experimenting with all the various different ratios that you can have with fat and protein and all of that, it was more of a learning experience and just trying to see what works best for my body, how I feel best. But I have noticed that if I have enough amount of fat and I drink enough water, no issue, no bathroom issues. If I don't incorporate enough fat or enough water, then I have constipation. And then if I overeat fat or just food as a whole, I'm going to be bloated or have indigestion or have some diarrhea or just have to go to the bathroom a lot more often. That is what I have experienced. And so, yeah, it's amazing. Like really, basically that tells you a lot of what you need to regulate in your diet if you need more of something or less of something.
Yeah. And I want to add, I don't know if Reliable Andrew is new to carnivore.
2 weeks, he said.
Carnivore. Huh?
He said 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay. So I put up with the question again because there was, I
lost
wanted to
it.
address the last part.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, I remember. Why would the meat be backing up in the gut? I want you to think about this because meat gets digested and absorbed before it even makes it to the colon. Okay, so there is no meat backing up anywhere. It's being digested and absorbed.
Right.
That's it.
And so you actually often have less bowel movements, less frequently, because the majority of what you eat is ingested into your vascular system and then deposited in every cellular function of the body.
Yeah. And I posit that there is more constipation on a very low carb diet that is including a lot of fiber. There might be more constipation. And I don't have a study to prove this, okay? So
or if you're full of cheese.
Well, if you look at
the more fiber you have compared to a pure carnivore, if you're not eating any fiber, any vegetables, you're probably not going to be. You're going to go less frequently. You, like in your case, you have found out what many people find out that you add a little fat, and that takes care of any irregularities. You might become too regular. Going too often. Sorry, Dr. Kiltz, you were going to say.
And it depends on how often you eat and how much food you eat.
Right.
Yes. That's a factor because all of the meat, all of the food you eat isn't all absorbed. Even when you eat a carnivore diet, you are going to have, and you're also, epithelial cells are dead and dying. The microbes are dead and dying. And parts of the cell, which is the cytoskeleton, which is made up of glycoproteins. Some of it is poorly or non-digestible, but small amounts compared to the cell wall of a plant.
Yeah. You're not going to see chunks of steak coming out, though.
Right, like you might see corn kernels or other plant material, fibers. And I think Paul Mason, if you look at his talk on fiber, it's really, really good. We haven't had Paul Mason on yet. And what happened to Jason Fung?
Jason Fung is coming up in a couple weeks.
Okay, cool.
It's like November 18th.
And Mason, I have tried to contact several times. Have not been successful.
Yeah,
we'll get him.
We will.
Let's see here. Let's get the next question. I don't know what this is. What is pastelillos? Pastelillos.
Pastelillos. It's a sweet bread, so it could be So I miss that all the time. And the thing is that our bread in Mexico is more dense, like a less sweet. I don't know. There's just something about our Mexican pastries that tend to be different than what we find here in the U.S. And I just miss that all the time. And we have Mexican bakeries here in Colorado, and so that's been one of my hardest challenges to give that up for sure.
Well, and maybe this is a problem because, again, your child and husband. I mean, I'm a minimizer. I am capable of having that cookie sometimes, small amounts, but not all the time. Versus, where it's in, depending on the home you live in or the environment you're in. I did two and a half years no coffee, and I'm back enjoying a little bit of coffee, black or a little bit of cream and butter. And where do you put mindset and faith and spirituality in your life, Susana?
Oh, that is very important. I mean, that is probably number one. And I know it all works in symphony. So to me, I see it as a three-legged stool where you have your spirit, your body, your mind, and it all has to be in symphony and aligned and balanced for the stool to stay stable. But I think mindset at the end of the day, spirituality is number one. I mean, our relationship with who we are, our identity, where we want to go, and then everything else needs to support that. But what I have found out is that my spirituality, my mindset, is going to be harder to function if I don't have my hormones and everything else in my body healthy. It's not going to support what I want to do. Like the Bible says, or Paul said, I want to do something, but I end up doing the opposite.
Because we're human beings all on this journey together. And so, oh my God, I had a piece of cake the other day. You know, like I don't give it negative energy either. I think you're right. Faith, spirituality is number one. Like it's all hard. I mean, what really valuable things in life would you say, wow, all really great things are easy? They're all hard.
Mm-hmm.
All hard.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have any particular favorite books that you are a go-to in your life that you think have been powerful in guiding you in your direction of life?
Yes. I, in a point of life when I didn't have maybe a coach to help me navigate some things with work or life, I went to books, and books were my coach. So, well, number one, the Bible. My faith is number one. Bible is my number one book. But there is also a book that is about empowering for females, for women, your ability to just go for it, whatever you want to achieve. It's called Nice Girls Don't Get the Corner Office from Lois Frankel. And so when we are too nice and afraid of offending others, and we don't put ourselves first, we end up getting nothing. We don't get that corner office. So that book was really, really good to help me to stay strong and strive and speak up and strive for excellence in all aspects of life. And then there's also the Viktor Frankl, the survivor of the Holocaust, search the
Search for meaning.
yes,
Meaning.
meaning.
Yeah,
Exactly. That book, excellent. I mean, it changed my perspective of life. Really good book.
Yeah. But you're right. The Bible's the New Testament, and yet everyone is leading and living the most amazing life ever, every day, period.
Mm-hmm.
And I think faith in God is like absolutely number one, which is within all of us. And Christ Carnivore, that book's coming. I'm really, really excited about it. And it's already written.
Well, can't wait to read it. Yes. I mean, I love carnivore content. I always go to podcasting, YouTube videos, but I know there's also really good carnivore books. And so those are really good to read too.
Yeah. I mean, the ideas are so critical. Tell us a little, you probably said so. Your husband's really strong on carnivore lifestyle.
Not so much on carnivore. He actually is probably the one who, there you go. I just got that book. I just got The Complete Carnivore by Jenny Mitch.
Awesome.
Yes,
Awesome.
I got it in the mail, and it has great information. I need to go through everything.
When's
Very
Jenny
good,
gonna
very
be
good.
on again? What are we going to do with Sue Jenny?
I will text her and she'll come right away.
Yeah. I mean, this stuff is like radical. Oh my God. Bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. I mean, her stuff is amazing. She is such dedicated. And wait a minute, I think there might be a let's see, is there a forward?
7:00 already. Wow.
Who wrote the forward?
Oh yes, I read that. Yes. Dr. Kiltz.
Some Dr. Kiltz.
I love that. I'm doing the giveaway.
All right.
Let's see who's winning. Lori Silvanic. Congratulations, Lori Silvanic. You just want a t-shirt, email me, alia@drkiltz.com. And we have a free Hack Your Health ticket, so you can get in touch with me about that, or we can give it away right now and see if that works. Let's give it away. Let's see. Got to go back here.
It's got to be for someone that it wants to go to Hack.
Yeah. Okay, fine. That's a little bit more complicated. Email me if you want to go to Hack Your Health. We got a free ticket.
You'll do a random raffle and go from there. Or the first person to send you the hey Alia.
Yeah. Hey Alia, I would like the ticket.
Your health. Charge your Mopar. Love you, brother.
Oh, can I just say real quick? 14th of November, dinner, Terra Gaucho, 7 p.m. Sign up for the dinner. Right now we have about 60 people coming. I talked to the girl yesterday. She can accommodate 100 plus people for us in our group. So
we got 100 plus people coming.
Yeah.
So let's just put the invite. Everyone, you're going to be there. Come to the dinner.
Yeah.
We're going to have a special giveaway.
We are?
That attend. Of course we are. We always do. Right?
We'll do a couple giveaways.
100%.
We're giving away
Dr. Nelson. Let's see what it looks like on Dr. Nelson.
And we got a brand new t-shirt that we're releasing.
Black.
Oh, it looks great. It looks great. We're also releasing a brand new t-shirt at Hack Your Health. That was the design idea was by Dr. Kiltz.
Dr. Nelson looks like Truman Capote with that hat on there. He's amazing. I love that man. And Dr. Nelson is a rock star, by the way, in the carnivore world.
Yes.
And he's really, really amazing. He's Kiltz Health Medical Director, which really is a challenging job because he's got to work with Kiltz and Aaliyah. And those are two hard people to work with. Yeah. And you got to have fun in this life. It's serious fun. And that's why, we're gonna give away a year's supply of iguanas. As long as Rick keeps hunting.
I see that Rick is now eating sardines.
Dr. Boz got to him. and is Dr. Boz going to be at Hack Your Health dinner? Did we invite her?
We did invite her. She is busy that night with her own doing something. But I will
I texted her yesterday again, but she's having her own thing with her employees that night. So
all right. Well, if they want to join us,
but she'll be there.
All right.
At the event, not
we're all employees with Dr. Boz. We all work for Dr. Boz.
Yeah, Dr. Kiltz, what do you think about this idea? A giveaway.
Flight with Kiltz. I'm like, that's always. It's not an entertainment place, in my opinion. It's
like your car.
We're flying with Kiltz right now, right?
For free every morning.
Yeah. Susana, where can people listen and learn from you and hang out with you?
Yes, so I am on Instagram at Susana Salinas Luna. And then I am starting my channel on YouTube, Club Carnívoro, as well, for more information in Spanish coming up soon. So those two places, Instagram, Susana Salinas Luna, and
Are we on? Are we on with you? We want to be on with you. We all be on with you for sure, Dr. Nelson, right? Aaliyah.
Yeah. I'll do it. Let's do it. Let's do my first Spanish interview.
Cool.
I speak Spanish.
Awesome.
Yo hablo poquito. Yo necesito hablar más.
Muy bien, vamos con todo.
Sí.
That'd be awesome.
What's the name of the channel? Club Carnívoro?
Club Carnívoro.
Okay. Do you have it up already?
Yes. It's I'm going to put in there my
it.
first video soon.
All right. So now you have one more subscriber because I just did that.
Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Go to Club Carnívoro in YouTube.
Ah, yes.
Susana is the new director of Kiltz Espanol. What a great idea.
Spreading the word carnivore lifestyle. That means you live like a lioness and a lion. You don't have to eat only meat, but you got to add some meat to your life because the meat is the master meal. That. Carnivoro. Love it.
Right. Okay, Dr. Kiltz, it's hour 5. I think we got to go see Mitch.
We're going over to Mitch, and beautiful day. I got nothing. I got just meetings today. I'm going to go see baby Julio with the G.
Yay!
I'm going to bring Julio the true meal of life.
But
for the lion.
Julia's going to be 9 months old in a few days. What is he eating?
He's eating this from the breast.
Great start.
And
Good start.
Interesting enough, with my talk with Rebecca Heichman, who on carnivore, pregnant, delivers a baby naturally, breastfeeding now is, I think she's 28 weeks along, still breastfeeding.
Wow.
And fertile as can be, and living life large and sharing her ideas. And I think, what you guys are doing is amazing. What did, there was something more to that story, but I'll figure it out.
We'll hear it. We'll hear it when we edit it and post it.
Yeah. And again, we are lionesses and lions.
Yeah.
Who's the true leader of our households, Dr. Nelson?
Well, she's actually under the other room.
Yes. and I've got Tia, you are. I work with 700 plus 98% women. And women are the magic. Mother Mary, most strongest woman ever.
Mm-hmm.
Can't deny that story.
Right.
All righty. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you next week or
Goodbye.
Sunday.
See you
Sunday,
Monday.
are you going to be on?
I'm going to be here. Dr.
No,
Kiltz?
no. Dr. Kiltz, are you going to be on Sunday?
On Sunday.
I've got a 10 o'clock. Yes, I'm going to be on, but I might be a little delayed or early. I don't know yet. I've got to do an embryo transfer on Sunday.
Oh, wow.
We don't really do them, but I've got to help make a baby on Sunday.
Love that.
Sunday baby. There's a new book called Light Eaters. Light Eaters by Zoe Schlanger. An amazing story of plants.
Oh, interesting.
The true masters of the universe.
I'm
The
going to read
master manipulators of all organisms.
it. Believe it.
All right.
Have a good day, everyone.
Yeah,
Bye,
bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Susana.
India.